This is Casey Hunt on Capitol Hill tonight as the Senate is barreling toward another dramatic he said, she said credibility battle. A hearing that will be incredibly fraught for the Republican men expected to question Judge Brett Kavanaugh and Dr. Christine Blasey Ford.
Yes, we have 11 men on the committee. There's nothing that can be done about that.
It all recalls the troubling memory of what Anita Hill went through in 1991 when she was questioned by some of the same men who would question Dr. Ford.
Senator, I think this whole affair is sick.
I think it's sick, too.
Senator Orrin Hatch still sits on the committee and is already raising doubts about Dr. Ford's credibility.
I think this woman, or whoever she is mixed up.
Judge Kavanaugh's fate depends on who they believe.
If these allegations are proven to be true, or people believe that they are, then that changes the equation.
For Dr. Ford, who also wrestled with what it would mean to come forward, there is one critical difference from Anita Hill's experience. Senator Kamala Harris is one of 4 Democratic women now on the committee.
I'm going to charge and expect that every member, regardless of their gender, will be aware of and in tune with the issues that are at play.
But in the era of Me Too, their patience is running out.
And I just want to say to the men of this country, just shut up and step up. Do the right thing for a change.
Republicans are privately very worried that all of their questions are going to come from men, and they're still trying to work out how and who will ask questions at the hearing. If it goes forward, Dr. Ford still hasn't acknowledged the invitation, and both sides say it won't go on without her.
Hey, NBC News fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here, and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.